Hi, welcome back. Crafty Old Git, another video diary for Great Guitar Build Off 2022. Today we're going to be looking at making a bone nut. Obviously I'm using a roasted bone that my dog's processed for me, and I've got it set up in the vise. I'm going to try cut it with one of these. It's very hard. Don't really care if it blunts this one. It's seen better days. So I'll get that set up and start sawing. Try sliding it, sawing it sideways. Is that going to stay there? Ah. Well, there we go. Bit of work to do on that. I'm guessing the best thing to do with this is stick it in the bobbin sander. I'll get that set up. Okay, so steel rule. Can you see that? Where's the camera? We're getting close. It's not too bad there. Thickness is 8mm. So I'm going to flatten it down a bit more on this side, and then we'll take it from there. Is it flat? That's the question. It's pretty good. So just okay, so I've just checked a couple of my other guitar nuts, and it's about 5.96mm. This one is 6.5, 6.1, 6, 6.3. So we're about on the limit. I suppose it could be a little thinner if I needed it to be. What I'm going to do is get it on a hard block with some sandpaper, flatten this face out, flatten this face out. This one's not too bad, just a little bit, and then we'll pick it up from there. Right, so I just had this on the bandsaw. It's 10mm by 6mm. It's got a few ripples in it still, but I can get those out with a file. So essentially what I need to do is just shape the end, shape one end, and measure it off on the neck, get the other end shaped, and then I need to put the radius on the top rough edge, and then it gives me something to work to. So a bit more dust, a bit more noise. Okay, so now we're getting somewhere like. I've got one really nice flat edge, and the front just needs a bit of file work, so I'm going to do that now. Put some of these, put this away, don't need it anymore, and then we'll resume. Feels nice. That's pretty good too. Maybe just a little touch off there. Yep, nice. I'll just tidy up this back edge. 6.1, 6.1, 6, 5.9. That'll do me. Happy with that. Obviously it'll be tidied up a lot more. This edge here will have the 15-inch radius. The sides follow the angle of the neck. Let's do some radiusing. Right, got some 120 in the radius block. This is going to take some time, so let's go. Beautiful. So one handmade roasted bone neck nut, and a guaranteed way to get your dog interested in your guitar playing, I'm sure. So that whole process probably taken 20 minutes. It hasn't cost me anything apart from a bit of sandpaper, really, and I can turn around and say, well, I did actually make that nut. So what I'm going to do now is give it a quick wipe over with some bleach rags, and I might let it soak for an hour or two in some sunflower oil, olive oil, just to give it a bit of life back. I'm sure after the roasting it lost a bit of its oil. Back soon. Before I soak the nut, where is it? There it is. Before I soak this in oil, a bit blurred, I might as well show you what I've done to the neck so far. So the grain, you know, is looking really nice. The fretboard has been oiled and it's popped out the grain really nicely. Looks fantastic in the sunshine, but today it's cloudy, so we won't be seeing that. And then on the back we've let's get into focus. Yeah, we've done a bit of extra packing out in the shape of something a bit strange, but it works, and it looks quite nice. And the grain on the neck, again, fantastic. Maybe it's not as hard as a bit of maple, that's why it's got a truss rod in it. It's pretty tough stuff in its own right, and the whole thing, very pleased. The grain on that, it's just getting it into a nice, it's almost tiger stripy. And if you saw the other video where I showed you the piece of wood I was going to use, that is exactly what I used. So don't judge a rough looking piece of wood by its cover, get it polished. And obviously the truss rod cover is soaked in thin super glue and then just buffed. So I'm going to take that off and I'm going to mark out where the nut needs to be cut in, and then happy days. Right, so very carefully I need to just score a line where this nut goes. And this thing sits up six mil above the fretboard. 5.4, okay. So it's about 5 mil above the fretboard. So I guess I can take it down to the line of the poplar, both sides, and then it'll be a case of filing the bottom, or even refiling the curve. Have some light on the situation. Is this where it all goes wrong? Six mil chisel might be too big. Ooh, just. Okay. Brush. Okay, so that will go in. I'm not going to put it all the way in, or am I? That will go in, just need to touch in with a file. Just got to make up, got to get that down just a fraction just there. Autofocus in favour again, but we're looking good. Enough room there to play around with it. Happy days.